up? What up? It's Romeymak. Welcome to 2 Cents, where we talk about any and everything, give our 2 cents. Today's show, really, I want to discuss about this Gucci hoopla or whatever, and the hypocrisy that I feel, and it comes from the black community. As far as it takes for us to be collectively to be criticized or treated a certain way, for us to be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna support black business, versus just starting out supporting black business to begin with, to promote that, using the platform that we're on to promote stuff the way that, like for instance, the guy from Shark Tank? He was neighbors with LL Cool J. LL Cool J had a platform, of course, being a rapper, an actor. He was a new actor at the time, and just all these things. And he decided to wear FUBU, and I forget his man's name. I probably want to mess it up. But the black dude from Shark Tank, he was just like, yo. I mean, it helped him, get his brand out there. So that's the type of support that we need to have in the black community. Just every community, just supporting each other. But we definitely need to take care of ourselves. But we'll get more into that. I have Deacon Balls. I have Shugga Bugga. Team, what's happening?
What up, man?
Yo. All right. So y'all know about this whole thing where I guess I saw the thing. Gucci did something where it's like a article of clothing that covers your mouth, and it has like a lips, like the red outlining of the lips, just like the blackface. And they knew. I mean, they apologized, but they know what it was before they even put that shit out there. Like, your apology means nothing. I'm sorry. I don't feel like, I'm saying, that's one of the most overused phrases I've ever heard in my life is I'm sorry. Not just on clothing, but but other shit. A lot of people use I'm sorry, and they're not really sorry. Gucci is out of my pay scale for clothing. I don't buy Gooch. At least definitely not authentic Gooch. They made a living. They've had a big name all these years, and now they're at a point where I guess they felt comfortable enough to put out something such as blackface things that would I guess they felt wouldn't come with consequence. They had this incident happen. A couple people I would say more so artists in the rap world, because the rap world is definitely, hip hop has definitely been something that help gets brands out there. And the rapper T.I. Clifford Harris, was a big Gucci fan. And he decided that he said, we don't accept your apology, and then he comes out with a whole bunch of black brands, black clothing brands that you can support instead of wearing Gucci. Same thing for Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy decided he was going to boycott Gucci. Well, have you guys heard about this? You guys heard about this story, right?
Yeah, I have. I saw this shit.
Okay. Well,
it's the same, just like somebody said, H&M versus fucking H&M, and then so on. So these companies, man, they don't give a fuck. They make their money off us. They know who spend all the dough. They know that. That's why certain companies know. They know their market, their target audience.
But your white people gonna buy.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna make their money.
Not really, because the real rich white people don't be buying it.
Unless something that's like blackface ain't like.
You don't see Bill Gates and then they wear normal ass fucking clothes.
Yeah,
right?
of course. They wear the same thing every day. The guy, those millionaires, they wear the same plain clothes every day.
They might buy, the movie stars might buy something to go out in public once. And they pay to wear that. They don't be wearing that shit. That's what a lot of people don't realize. They pay to wear that kind of stuff. When they wear them red carpet gowns, they pay to wear that.
Nobody's wearing
it. Getting back to this thing as far as the black community aspect of it. When I want how I was opening the show with the hypocrisy is that, why is it that we have to wait until we are basically treated unfairly,
ridiculed, basically.
Basically ridiculed in the public eye by these major brands, for us to be like, well, okay, these are 6 black brands you can support. Why not support the black brands first. Do we?
They're not gonna do that. That's the same shit Killer Mike was saying.
Yeah. Is there a somewhat of a subconscious need to be validated by white people, white brands, white companies? Because I mean, I see it all the time. I mean, especially like with trying to promote, this show on Facebook. I've seen folks they'll share some shit I'll post that's not related to the show. But how many shares does the content that, I'm putting out there on like the links and stuff that I'm putting on Facebook not get shared? Like, where does that stem from?
It's beyond that, man. You look at all the like you said, like the FUBUs, all that was overlooked. Like all our black brands across colors, the FUBUs, motherfuckers from Italian chains, like all that shit, the Carl Kanai, all our brands, we let fucking get dusted off. They need to bring that back. All our stuff got dusted off, man.
Yeah, it's there's definitely something to that effect, on the clothing brand. I mean, we gotta support our own, man, somehow or another.
Black brands, was it Beyonce had her line, and what happened to that? And a lot of people have clothing lines, a lot of black lines out there. And
G.I. had one at one point too. I mean, all of it, we let all of it die out, man.
Put it out to support them, otherwise they would have still been holding those clothing lines out. Instead, they chose to buy Gucci.
I don't need to support their own clothing lines for real though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. No, we don't support that, and that's why I respect a man like Master P, who while them shoes were ugly as fuck, he wore his shit. You know what I'm saying? He wore his clothes. He would wear all this, no limit gear and all that, just constantly supporting himself.
Like Marbury, when he came out with his shoes, they were for poor people.
Yeah.
Like, he even intended that and said that. And they didn't support this shit.
Go hard at Walmart, though.
Yeah,
but they still in China. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
But it's not trying to get old enough to
That's
wear
funny how his shit sells in China, but all black people won't even buy it. He intended them to buy it for poor kids.
It's AND1, right?
AND1. I was talking about Marbury shit.
Yeah, I thought AND1 was Marbury's joint, or was he just sponsored by them?
I thought he had his own shoe.
Right.
Sad though, because they just have these lines just to get a change. They're not really, having it just so we'd have like a clothing brand for us,
Yeah.
They do it for a lot of those artists and stuff do it for a quick buck.
Yeah.
When they take the time and just leave.
A quick buck. But you know what else though? A lot of them have their shit. Can actually support some of the stuff they come out with. Let's be honest. Can we? Probably not. Besides, what Shaquille O'Neal sold his shoes at Walmart. Do you think somebody like they're gonna sell their shit at Walmart? Not for the average person to buy? Nah. They want us to damn near break the bank trying to get their shit. Prime example, Jordan. They know
you own by Nike stuff. It ain't really like you own by Nike. It ain't like he is own.
I buy Nike. That's for how to break their neck to get Jordan. Being in line, fighting over them shoes, spending all their little money, their last couple of dollars for a pair of $300 pair of Jordans. But I bet if that shit was selling at Walmart, how many people would still going by it? You ain't gonna put this shit at Walmart for the average person to buy.
I mean, you value yourself. You're gonna put a price on it. And that, I don't really knock that. What I will say is that as much as and I don't know enough about Jordan to even say so, but I would say from a mainstream standpoint, Jordan has never really had any. Excuse me. He has yet to. What I've saw and like just reading through history, his stance on like issues that we face in the black community. The way that LeBron James has, a lot of people can say a lot of things about LeBron James, but he definitely has put himself out there, and in regards to the issues that we face in the black community, these issues that are these incidents that happen in the news where our kids are being shot down, and he's voiced support for that. He's voiced this, he's been more vocal. And he's like the number one guy in the league, and he's basically costing himself money by putting himself in that position. So again, I respect that. And as to like Michael Jordan never really stood up for that. I remember growing up. in the black community where somebody was going to take money from him, but that's just something he got to accept. That's something he did.
I do have to say, Ebony she do go a little like some of those fucking restaurants place. I like that one for the
I do what?
I gotta say you do that.
I do that. I mean, yes, I'm never support them. You know, before I support somebody like Gucci, shit.
But you can't fool it.
I can, but even for Gucci, I mean, I'm not gonna get it just because of reason. I'd rather, you know, somebody that's trying to make it happen. You know, they got their own business.
And it's underwater, man.
Yeah.
When I support a black business, I always look at it this. I have been in certain black businesses like beauty salons. If you're unprofessional, turn off. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be real honest. Speaking from that type of business standpoint, I've had horrible experiences with black people when it comes to like getting my hair done, shit like that. Never go back. You gotta learn how to run that business professionally. That's what I look at. So yeah, I'll go to that white girl to do my hair because you know what? She know how to act at the damn place when I'm getting my hair done and shit, and I ain't gotta worry about it. All the drama and bullshit.
So I mean, ultimately, I don't have any Gucci anything. So I mean, this doesn't really. I mean, it affects me, but my life ain't really. I mean, it's applied to me because I'm black and they did Blackface, but it doesn't affect me, if that makes sense, because I don't get down with the Gucci. But I mean, for any other brand, I mean, think about that shit. This isn't the first brand to do that. What we had last year or year before that, the shit with the monkey, or whatever.
H&M, man. They don't.
That's what I'm saying. These companies, man, like you see this shit. You saw that. So why would you come out with something like that, honestly?
And you know what? The funny shit is the person who make that, nothing will happen to them. They know what the fuck they doing.
Put them on blast. We want to know who did it.
They just laugh about it.
Who is
You know what's funny is somebody can get fired on a plane trip for saying something racist, but a company who it's got to pass change. That's what get through me. It has to pass a fucking change. Like somebody thought it was a good idea.
And it's unfortunate that we that we're still dealing with this type of shit, you know. Again, and it's wild because we're told as black people to forget slavery, and slavery was so long ago and all that other shit. However, we still give honor to like the Holocaust survivors and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like these things that happen, these detrimental things that happen to a particular group of people, but we're told to forget about slavery. Yet we still got this shit going on today, where blackface is being made, you know, pretty prominent in the news. They're finding old photos of politicians doing blackface. Yes. I don't know, the hypocrisy about respect in this thing is bullshit. And anytime that we promote black unity or something like that, we're labeled as racist. Wow. Okay, cool. All right, it's that. So black pride, black pride is perceived as racist. You know, and they try to compare it. But again, they'll try to come back with if there was like a white pride and stuff like that, it'd be racist. Yeah, if you got that Confederate flag with you, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, somebody. Yep.
Understand the history of it all.
Blackface has been around for years, so he can't play dumb and act like he didn't know what the fuck blackface was. Come on now, we know what blackface is. People keep coming out with it.
You know, a lot of these motherfucking, when they be in college and shit, a lot of these kids, they do that shit. They think funny. They hold them parties and they fucking all white in their little fraternities and shit.
Yeah.
That's why I be like, I sit and I look at them, man. Like you can tell by the way they talk how a lot of them are. Yeah.
It's funny to them. They don't know the history of it
because their parents don't teach them the history of it. Some of them are so damn sheltered, and then their parents don't teach them shit. They don't learn.
Yo, they know the history of it, but they can find anything else they want to find.
Yep.
They find this shit funny.
They wish not to. They wish not to do it. That's what it is. I'm with Jeff on that. They definitely are aware of these things, but they elect not to know about shit. There's a lot of things like that. You can ignore somebody's struggle. You know what I'm saying? With anything.
You do.
Just like the ones that knew these women were being mistreated in Hollywood all these years. They elect to not, say anything about that. Like, oh yeah, well, it's just part of the game. It's just something it's just something that happens. Such as life. To answer the question, do we need white validation? No. I promise you, if we supported ourselves, if we put power, we make them come to us. They'll come to us. That's just like anything. They will come to us to just support ourselves. Kind of like the way Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and Biggs, how they move with Rockefeller. They put the label out there. Nobody wanted to get with them, so they put money invested in themselves. And look where they are now. Granted, they ended up getting bought out roughly by a bigger corporation because now I think Rockefeller is under, I forget. It has to be Universal because they were working with Def Jam. So I imagine it's Universal is the overseer of them. That's just little gems we're dropping here. Another issue I saw, we saw this week. But in Atlanta, they had the Super Bowl. Let's see, I call him a child star because I don't really give credit to what Bow Wow did as an adult. But child star, Shad Moss, better known as Bow Wow, he was in the news for what I like to call a double standard in domestic violence. Him and his ex-girlfriend, whatever, they got into it in an elevator, and he ends up with scars all across his face. And because we're so used to trolling Bow Wow collectively as the internet, we're used to trolling Bow Wow. The same thing ensued when this incident came out and said that Bow Wow was arrested for a domestic dispute with his ex-girlfriend. Now, the wild part is that had that have been a woman scarred up like that, and we made jokes about it, they would let us have it. You know what I'm saying? Because what was Bow Wow supposed to do? Was he supposed to hit her back? Was he supposed to strike her? Because I assure you this, had he done so, his career would be finished. Done.
Yep.
Done.
Yep.
Just like that. It don't, not Ray Lewis, whatever the motherfucker in the elevator, Ray Rice. Yeah.
Chris Brown.
Yeah. Same thing for Chris Brown. Like, and that's that again, that double standard that we see in that we see in our society, where okay, it's a man's supposed to overpower a woman and all that shit, so that gives women the right to get in our faces and expect no kind of repercussion just to test how far you can go. And listen here, nobody, like Chris Rock stated in his stand-up, nobody is above an ass whoop. Just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So just like don't try to pull a man into hitting you. Why would you want to do that? Why provoke? Why provoke anybody? You know what I mean? Why provoke them to hit you? So I mean, Ebony, as a woman, when you see cases like such, where this Bow Wow shit, I mean, how do you view what happened?
Well, I think she was wrong for that. No, women know that. Women know that they be like, hey, a man can't hit me, so I can swing at him all I want. He can't hit me, and if he do, he in trouble, and I'm gonna get away with it. That's a female thinking right there. Well, me, I'm scared of shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna swing at him. If I do swing, it'll be on accident, reflex action, and I'm running. But that's all females think. They're like, oh, he can't hit me, so I'll do whatever the fuck I want and get away. Now, what she did to him, that was unnecessary.
I mean, we saw the video.
He got in her face.
Yeah.
The elevator is on her.
But if there was a woman, they'll be like, he still don't got no reason. And I'm like, They do that.
My thing is, if you gonna start like a man, expect to get taken care of like a man.
You gonna learn today.
That's all I gotta say. You want to act like a man, you gonna get taken care of like one.
I mean, these incidents, they bring light to the, I would say, lack of compassion that we have for our, like, for men or whatever. Like, men, men are not able to be weak. Is what this sheds light to. We're not able to be weak, or anything like that. Or no one should feel sorry for us. Like, if I go back to my mentor Chris Rock and his stand up where he states, like, if you saw a homeless man with a dog, you feel sorry for the dog. Like, you don't like, just, yeah, that's just how it is, how it goes, like, for men in our society. So, I mean, like, you're not able to, like, for instance, like, some of those cases where, like, a man wouldn't be able to come out and say he was raped by a woman and not expect to be laughed at. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be able to. That's a clear double standard. I've yet to know any man that's come out and said he was raped by a woman and not be ridiculed. So, like, but going back to Bow Wow's incident, he yeah, like I said, we've trolled him over the years from all the silly shit that he said out of his mouth, and feeling like he's one of the best rappers to ever do it and all this other stuff. He's been one of the most successful. I'll give him that. He's been one of them, like, and due to him and JD, what they built together was great, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's one of the best rappers that I've listened to in my hip hop listening
Oh,
career.
it's a child star. That's it.
Yeah, and that's why I call it a child star. And it's all right. It's all right being a child star. There's nothing wrong.
That's just like
There's
saying
nothing
Chris
wrong
Cross
with
was the
that.
best rappers alive. They was child stars.
Yeah, they were a fad. It was the time frame where I wore backwards clothes because of them, and my overalls backwards with the strap down, all that shit. But I mean, what the point that we want to drive home is that there is a double standard when it comes to domestic violence involving a woman attacking a man, and you shouldn't play the system like that, ladies. Don't do shit like that. Do not provoke a man. Do not provoke a man to hit you. Don't do that shit. We can avoid a situation. No man should be hitting on a woman, but do not provoke him. Let's be clear. Let's be clear on that. Bow Wow, stay off of social media with the bullshit, and so that we can take you seriously as a grown man. That's another point to drive home to. Black history in the family. So in February is Black History Month. This is just like the anniversary of it. We have Black History every fucking day that we live and breathe. And a lot of times we talk about famous people when it comes to, like, Black History Month. And I want to try to speak on, like, I say the great Black people in my family. That I'll highlight people in my family that I feel have done such great things, if not for my family, just what they've done in general. So, in my moment for Black History, I mean, you guys are welcome to do the very same thing about your families if you choose to. I want to talk about a woman who is the matriarch of my family, and we wouldn't be where we are right now if it was not for her, and that is my grandmother, Sarah Long. Sarah Long is one of the strongest Black women I've ever met in my life. She's endured a lot of things. My grandmother was, if I'm not mistaken, was kicked out of the house at, like, age 13 by my great granddad. I forget why, but somehow or another, she managed to raise 6 beautiful kids, four girls, 2 boys, one son now deceased. Love you, Uncle Kev. But Sarah Long raised she raised everybody, really. Kids that were even her own kids. That's how much love that this woman had for her family. Just take you in, and she made sure that I had the many summers that I would spend in Salisbury. She made sure that I had everything that I needed. The food was it might not have been plentiful because there's a lot of us in the house in the summertime, but she always made sure that I had everything that that we all, really not just me, but we all needed. Allowed us to use her electricity for many nights of unlimited video gameplay with me and my cousins. She's brought in even neighbors, neighbors, and treated them like family, but gave us a place that we could call home, and gave us I would say opportunities that in moments that we'll never forget. And I just really wanted to highlight a great person that I know personally, and in black history. My grandmother has done so much. She's 75 years young, still rolling, still helping raising and nurturing children, her grandbabies, and it's a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't know the first thing about raising multiple children, not at all. And she worked very hard, man. Used to work at. She retired from working from Purdue. I want to say maybe about 20 years ago or something like that. And she would work. She just worked hard. One of the hardest workers I know. You know what I'm saying? To not just raising her own kids. She raised other cousins, my I would say her nephews and nieces. She held her home to them. And she just this amazing woman, man. So I really just wanted to highlight my grandmother for a moment in black history. But I'll say for you guys, I don't know, Ebony or Jeff, man, if y'all had any people that you know, family wise, that you want to speak on, obviously the floor is yours to do so.
Those is going out to the Gardner family. That's really my mom's side of the family. Her cousin died to go to the pastor at Mount Olive. In Mount Olive.
Jeff, you kind of breaking in and out, man. I don't know if y'all got.
I said that those go out to the Gardner family. It's my mom's. It was her cousin. He died. But he died on Tuesday or Wednesday, a week ago. And
Reverend Gardner.
Reverend Gardner, yeah. So they had his funeral this week, actually. So yeah, man.
I mean, I could go on and on. I was gonna say another. I'll highlight another person. Would say in black history, at least for me. Individual, been on countless number of deployments, willing to lend a hand for those that he cares about, and that would be none other than Deacon Balls himself, for that matter. Jeff Croombe. For me, for somebody who didn't really have many.
Whoa!
Yep.
Government, man.
Nigga, you agreed to it now. It's too late. I could have just been talking about Jeff Croombe, but it's there now. Anyway, talking about Croombe. Again, for a kid who's so far away from home, took me in like a brother, and not just for me. He's very very tech savvy. Fellow, work well with computers, and great. I would say great father, great father. Ebony can say whether or not a great husband, but no, Jeff, man, you know, he really took me in, like allowed me to come, like live with him. I never had a roommate before. Jeff is my first and only. No, I don't say only because Ebony there too, but Jeff was my first roommate. Like actually us living together, and he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like because he was just, but it's just to attest to the type of cat that he was. You know, I wouldn't be into working out had it not been for him. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of adopted the kind of like the method that he would do. You know, walking around like I can see this cat in the dorms, 2004 with a headset, CD player for that matter. Back then it was still CD player. Walking to the gym or driving to the gym, and always I probably Pastor Troy, Lil John, something by Lil John with a lot of bass or 3-6 or anything like that, and it just, you know, he just took me in, kind of coached me on working out and stuff, and just like the lengths he would go. I saw him. We drove damn near to Pensacola to pick up family. I think we ended up going to the mall instead or something. I forgot, something happened where we couldn't go. It was Ant, right?
Might have been Ant.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, just a good dude though, man. But like as far as what he's done for this country, and to still and to end his military career on some fucked up shit that the military did, that's a whole nother story. But you know, countless numbers of giving his time, he's giving his time away from being with family, being with friends to serve this country. I mean, they paid pretty handsomely when he was over there too, but you know, time is something that you don't get back. So for Jeff to say that he didn't have anybody for that I could think of for like Black History, I came up with this guy right here, military vet. I forgot how many years you did, man. What was it? 9?
Yeah, I would have been 12. I would have been close to retiring.
Right. Right, so I mean, he served his time, man, and just like I said, good dude. Put me onto a lot of things. So my big bro, I love you, you know that, and yeah, we just going with that. So Ebony, what is who do you have?
Man, I got my parents. It wasn't for them. I mean, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I grew up in a 2-parent household, and you know, they always made sure that, you know, we didn't want for nothing. There was times that I didn't even know we were actually broke. Because my dad, you know, they did everything for us. You know, especially my dad. He took care of all 3 of us. He didn't have any kids of his own. Took 3 other people's kids, took care of them, you know, not once complained about it. And, I mean, I think that was what led me to join the military, you know. But my parents, you know, they did everything they could for us. And they still do. You know, my dad still does stuff for us. You know, I'm a grown adult in my 30s, and he'll still come through if I need anything. I think that's a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
Big up to him. He's still taking care of them. My mom passed away. He's still taking care of her kids, you know. So it's not like he was like, peace, I'm out after that, you know. Give a shout out to him, you know. He's my biggest supporter.
Don't cry.
I'm not about to cry.
About to cry. Y'all see the water in her eyes.
I mean, I look up to him a lot. I call him for everything, you know. So he's not much of a phone talker, but whenever I call him and talk to the phone, he listens. You know, maybe I have a bad day or something. He listens. You know, hasn't been up to me.
Well, you know, obviously we have. That's just our family members. We just highlighted that we love my brother, my grandmother. Ebony's parents. So Valentine's Day is coming up, and which means nothing for me at the moment. I'm currently not involved with anybody. Depending on how you look at it, that's a good thing and that's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. But I don't know, Valentine's Day. I'll say throughout my life, there's very few times where I've been involved with someone and being in Valentine's Day, and you try to come up with different things. You don't want to give the same gift like every year. So I'll say for you guys, I'll give mine afterwards. But like, what do you commonly do for Valentine's Day? I'll say Jeff first, as a married man. How do you? What do you do?
Nothing.
I don't do nothing.
Right.
That's only one thing that Jeff wants for Valentine's Day.
I want nothing.
You would?
I don't want nothing.
You want some ass? That's what you want.
I think that.
Yeah. So what about you, Eb? What do you often, I say, want for like Valentine's Day, if anything?
I like to. Man, I'm simple. I used to like flowers and stuff, but my allergies be acting up, so I don't really care for all that anymore. Peace and quiet. I just want a whole day to myself, just to do nothing and not have to do anything. Like I could just snap my finger and be like, "Hey, bring me a plate of food or something." Just be pampered.
You want a slave?
Basically, yeah. So I just want to sit and do nothing. Just have everybody waiting on me, hand and foot.
Dang.
She want to be she want to be pampered.
Yes, hand and foot. Just I'm on the couch in the living room, and he brings me one of them foot spas, and going there and massage my toes and stuff, and I'm gonna sit and binge watch all my chick flick, and Jeff gotta sit there and watch them with me.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want right there. A whole day of that. But actually, usually on Valentine's Day, I usually go to the school with my daughter, and they have a little party at the school and do like arts and crafts and stuff. That's what I probably do. And that's what we'll do this year. So, it won't hurt parents to go see what the hell your kids is doing at school, Stop by there,
Well, for me, single guy, Valentine's Day, I get to make money because I'll be working a lot the entire day, basically. And I say if I was off or something like that, maybe there's like this, I don't know, a singles Valentine's Day affair. But yeah, but single guy, I look for maybe they have like singles events or something like that. Folks that don't have Valentine's or something get together, and that's just a reason for people to come together, drink and shit like that. Valentine's Days are I mean, it means something. I guess it means something when you're in a relationship, or you're involved with somebody that you can actually do. I would say lovey type shit to do. Like I don't know what guys. I've had a couple gifts over the years for Valentine's Day, but as a man, I don't really expect to get anything for Valentine personally. That's just what it is. I feel like it's a holiday, not even a holiday, but just a day of celebratory sense for a woman. Because let's just say, if a man doesn't get anything for Valentine's Day, he probably won't trip. But if a woman doesn't get anything for Valentine's Day, you might have to deal with this attitude and this thing of saying, "Oh, nothing's wrong," when something is clearly wrong, because we're supposed to know what's going on in your fucking head. But that's just experience. That's just experiences of seeing men and women interact about things like that, like remembering dates and all that shit. I mean, Ab, are you really big on like dates? Like if you remember, I don't know, the first time Jeff bought you a piece of candy or some shit, random shit like that.
I barely remember the doctor's appointment. Dude, I don't remember dates. He probably knows more than I do, but I don't remember dates.
Yes, he can't.
I can't even remember my kids' doctor's appointments. I barely remember how old they are. Don't bother me. I can give a roundabout estimate, but that's about it.
What about you, Jeff, man? You really care about that shit? If you get anything for Valentine's Day?
No. I mean, I remember dates because I think that's what I'm supposed to. So I remember.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like, if you don't,
guys, I remember. I hate to say it, but I want them to if you say some shit to me, I want to remember it so I can use it again later. So
it's out of
I
spite.
remember a lot of shit.
I got you. Out of spite. You remember out of
Yeah,
spite?
I do that, and I also it's like I also like put shit in my phone. Like
He does. He records stuff that I say.
yeah, I'll record something stupid she says, so I can be like, all right, you said this.
I don't record stupid stuff you say though, because I'm not petty like that. But yeah,
Yep,
that's how he is.
real good, man. Call it petty. I call it being prepared.
Petty.
You got to do that, man. You because you never know when they'll say something. And they be like,
you
they
talking
don't
to
remember what
somebody?
they say.
Oh, I remember my kindergarten teacher from Cuba in Guantanamo Bay. Like my Miss Whitmore, I'm sure she's probably dead by now. But so God rest her soul. But yeah, Mrs. Whitmore. And in Cuba, I remember shit, man. Like I got a memory is, I got a better long-term memory than short-term memory, if that makes sense. I'll remember shit I did when I was like 3 years old, but I won't remember what was just told to me 30 minutes ago. Shit like that. That's probably the best way to describe it. But yeah, I definitely know what you mean.
I keep like I'm one of them people, man. Ebony don't like. I'm like, you said this like a month ago. She's like, I don't want to hear it. I'm like, all right, then don't say it.
Yeah.
Because women had the tendency to forget stuff that they say, and they know they said it. They have a tendency to forget it. So I have to.
Oh yeah, I'm good on that. I love doing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, if they say something really dumb, I'll record it and I'll be like, hey man, you want to hear something? That's how I am.
Yep.
Always been like that.
Yep, you're a damn stenographer, just like me. You're a stenographer. You're a TMZ, whatever. They report.
Yes.
You report shit. I was. Oh, you don't remember saying that, right? Okay, cool. Okay, all right.
I remember, like, my mom used to say stuff, and now I'll be like, all right, I'll be writing it down, and then she'll, like, I'll repeat it back to her. I'll just get slapped because I got a smart ass. Like, I used to do little shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you don't remember saying that? Like, that's how I am.
Oh wow.
You forget, man. You got to keep tabs on people.
That you do, my friend. So we bringing back our segment that we've had we used to do about a couple weeks ago called Our 2 Cents, where we take questions from our fans. And they email us. They can email us at officialromeymak@gmail.com with your let's say something we can discuss on the show. Questions towards like any particular host. Whether it's Croombe, whether it's Ebony or Romey Mac, or just anybody on the show. So it comes on there often. So we'll read 3, and then we'll shut it down with Ebony's rant, and then give out like contact info and all that shit. So first question comes from Keisha out of Atlanta, Georgia, for the Deacon, better known as Croombe, Deacon Balls. Why don't guys like to show emotion?
Because women and people take advantage of it. That's why, man. When you get taken advantage of, that's for anybody though. That's for female. If somebody take advantage of your emotions, bottle yourself up. That's the easiest thing to do. It's what people in nature do. So that's why.
Yeah.
Especially men, and they always tell you don't like judge a person by somebody you've been with or known in the past. It's like I don't even have to like be that person. I can see somebody else is taking advantage of it and makes like you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing.
For me, why don't guys like to show emotion? Yes, because some people, not everybody appreciates it. Not everybody appreciates when you show them. I would say you, the true you that you do face. You are faced. I am human. I am faced with fear. I am faced with struggles. I am faced with like pain. I do feel pain just like you do, but you expect me to not go through these things. And then when I do, then when we do show emotion, we're perceived as weak. We're perceived as sensitive or something of that nature. And
you know what's the worst about that?
Yeah.
When you do that, and then there's somebody that treats them total opposite. That's what they go run to.
Yeah.
You you basically wasted your fucking time. It feels like a waste.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't do it.
It's a lesson. It's a lesson, and it makes you It makes you really do think twice about who you I would say open up to, who you expose your true self to. I won't say everybody is I don't say everyone is like that. There are some that really do can appreciate you and won't judge you for being who you are, but then there's just some that it really does change their perception of you.
Hey, I gotta break through real quick, y'all. American Eagle is selling shackles for bracelets.
Shut the hell up, Ebony, talking about some damn American Eagle.
No, for real. It's on Facebook.
I don't want to hear that shit. We talking about how you women don't like, or well, it's rather how you women are when men show emotion. So what is your rebuttal to that as we go in on women, Ebony? You are the spokesperson for women.
Her is fucking American Eagle. What's going on?
I think men, I don't see why men don't show emotion. I really don't understand it. I mean, I've had a guy show emotion before. Actually, two people. And I mean, it's a great thing. Why do y'all show emotion? Is it because it's the stigma that men should never be emotional? I guess, it's been ingrained in their brains since day one, from their fathers and before them, that men shouldn't be like that. I think it's a great thing.
My dad was a stone face. He was a stone cold face person. So, that dude ain't so no. When we were young, he showed almost.
Yeah, my dad was the same way. My dad was the same way until my mom passed. I had never seen a man get so emotional in my life until that moment. No lie. I think that's the only time we will ever see a man get emotional is if somebody close to him has passed or whatever. Especially if, that man is used to being, they're not going to get emotional in front of their friends for one, But yeah, I have seen, that's the only time that I've seen a man get emotional. And it wasn't just my dad, his friends. I mean, I've never seen a grown, and it's nothing to be afraid of. I guess it's just certain times they should, men feel that it's okay. But not all the time like us, we cry about every little thing, But men, it's got to be like a serious breaking point for them in order for them to get emotional.
I mean, it takes a lot. As far as for me, I know I was a lot more. I think I was probably a lot more sensitive when I was before the military, but the military kind of has hardened me to a lot of things. The experiences I've had in the military, and not wanting to have not to break bearing or anything like that, or shit I've gone through with women. Women are the greatest teachers to deal with your emotions and keeping them bottled in. That I can tell you. I'm sure Jeff can attest to that. It's like, again, going all the way, putting yourself out there, and showing yourself to only for them to just bypass it, just whatever, or it's a turn, or again it's a turn off, or you're just not who they wanted, whatever the case is, and you just have to take that and stride and be more mindful as to what you expose and what you show to people. We'll go to let's say the next fan, Heather out of Manhattan, New York. This one's for Ebony. What ticks you off the most about men?
Not letting me get enough sleep.
That sounds
Am
personal.
I driving?
That sounds personal.
And driving.
What about driving? What about men and driving?
Shut up with people driving.
Relax.
Tell us the right to go this way, go that. We don't care. We do what we feel like doing when we're driving. Yep. Going to sleep is my biggest one. I need rest. We need rest. Men think that we like to energize a bunny. We just going. We need time.
Hold up. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about like sleep, or we talking about sex here? Because this is getting real.
No, this ain't that. I just sleep, period. If I'm laying on the couch most of them, I'm on the conversation, taking a nap. No, it's not. That's one of my biggest things ever. I got to listen with a woman needs to relax. He needs to relax.
All right, Jeff. What is your rebuttal to what your what your better half has stated?
Rip Van Winkle ass over there.
What do you say? What do you say? You don't have a rebuttal?
I don't need one. And she can't drive. Everybody know that. So.
All right. Well, there it is. What takes Ebony off the most is sleep. Not being able to sleep and being told how to drive. Our last and final, I'm going to say our 2 cents question comes from Steve out of Orlando, Florida. And his question for everyone, general, just because he didn't really address anybody by name. So it's, why do women say they want a good guy only to treat him like shit? I'm gonna let Ebony answer that first, and then I'll attack. But what do you got? What do you got, Eb? Why is that?
Some women had guys turned out to be good, nice, friendly, did everything right, and then you find out your ass is beside you, or not even that, he's just crazy, or it could be a number of things. So when a female first meet a guy and he's like all nice and friendly and shit, their guard is up. Like, hey, the last dude was like this before, and he wasn't really being himself. So it's pretty much he's being, the guy's hiding something for being overly nice. Now I could just talk on that based on experience. But no, I didn't like bad guys either. I just knew, like, hey, there's signs, looking out for him. If you were not a nice guy when I met you, but you weren't mean either, and you didn't treat me bad. You were just yourself. And I mean, that's why some girls, they take these bad boys, and some, I don't know. I can't answer for all women now. I really can't. But that's just based on experience.
All right.
But once I met a nice guy, he was only good for one thing, and that's it. Because I didn't trust him. He had something to hide.
So no to nice guys, and just be genuine. I get it. I totally understand that. Jeffrey, Deacon, can you come? I need you to come to the podium and testify on the goodness of the law and tell us about why women say they want a good guy only to treat him like.
Man, to tell you the truth, I don't. It's because it's probably because that's what they supposed to like want, but they don't want. A lot of them don't. You can tell. I don't want. They don't want it. It's what they supposed to want. That's all I can say. They don't really want it. Because if that was the case, they'll be more like college graduate guys with girls instead of by themselves, and less babies by drug dealers and shit like that.
Right.
I don't understand how a female can know a guy sleep with like 6 or 7 girls and got babies by all of them, and he ain't with damn one of them, and then he get with you. It's supposed to be some different shit. That shit fucking boggles my mind.
Some women
but
love
then the whole time they'll know a good dude, and they won't. And the good dude, try to take care of them and just like brush his ass off.
Never fails,
Until
man.
you find somebody else, and they look stupid.
Yeah. It never fails from middle school to even now, man. Same shit. At 33, saying the same thing. Like the times I've noticed that I've had women, the women treat me from what I feel was like, treat me the best when I wasn't checking for them. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really opening up. I was standoffish and all of that. Versus like when I'm really into a woman, and then it's like you again to take it for granted. It's almost like the roles are reversed in a sense. So it's not. I wouldn't call it karma. I think it's just the way that people are. Eventually, it'll even itself out enough to where you can jump the broom or whatever, get married or feel close enough for somebody as an actual life partner. I think that's probably the best term to put that. Forget looking for a wife. Look for a life partner, somebody that you can rock with, man. Somebody that you can laugh with. She gets your jokes. Y'all fart in front of each other. Just random shit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no pretending. You don't have to be something. No one's hiding anything. You can talk about whatever, and you'll still never fully understand them. And I think that is probably what we're looking for as people. I mean, it's not perfect. I mean, nobody's gonna be perfect. But why women treat guys like treat the good guys like shit? Because they can. That is why. Ultimately, because it's what you allow. What you allow will continue. I can speak from experience, and just the things that it's just anybody. If you're not gonna check anybody for how they talk to you and treat you, then they're gonna continue doing the same thing. Why not? It's just like if I can go into the food court and I can do 5 laps, and I get basically a plate full of those like I don't know, whatever, like they have like the Chinese food, they'll have like the chicken and shit or whatever. If I go 5 times and that's enough to get me basically a free portion of what they're trying to sell me, why wouldn't I take that free meal? You know what I mean? Like you have to set boundaries. You got to set boundaries. So if you don't set boundaries for yourself, people are going to it's going to be anarchy. It's going to be anarchy. You have to set boundaries so that you can be respected. If you don't respect yourself, why would I respect you? So, mind you, I'm not really down for the being treated like shit thing, but I don't blame the individuals because I didn't respect myself enough to stop you from doing what you did. So that's where I'm at fault. I'll take you have to accept that, fellas. You got to accept that, or even in the opposite, women, you got to accept that too. That you didn't respect yourself. To stop those things from happening. So we have to find a way to meet in the middle, man. Just stop putting on facades and just be who we are, and the people that's meant for you will accept you. Work on being a better you. Don't concentrate on trying to get the best lady out there. Work on, ladies, worry about being the best woman you can be. Fellas, worry about being the best man you can be. That's pretty much my stance on that. So, I mean, pretty much women treat nice guys like shit because they can. Because we allow them to. And not everybody's going to appreciate you. They're not. It's not gonna happen. It is just some people that are they're very selfish. They're selfish individuals, and they're used to they're so used to getting their way, and you don't really think about anybody else his feelings. And sometimes you gotta have that mirror put up to you and be like, wow, this is me. This is what I've done. So going forward. Steve, my man, just you gotta be more mindful, be more aware. Don't let so many people in, and that's probably the best. That's the best thing to. That's the best advice I can give. But anyway, Jeff, you got anything for the folks, man? Any games coming out?
Don't get on that. This shit I just got. Let me look on my thing. Because I've been playing it a lot. I don't know why. Apex Legends, and I've been on that. It's free. Download right now.
You can follow the show and more content on Instagram at the official RomeyMak page. Also, 2 Cents the podcast IG name. I think that's with DA, not THE. And Twitter, you can follow us on there at 2 Cents the podcast. 2 Cents and then DA podcast. Let's see. Same for Snap. 2 Cents the podcast. Appreciate the fans that emailed us and to the show. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Always, you're more than welcome to send more and more questions that'll help us talk. Talk on the show. But for Croombe, for Shugga, Bugga, and RomeyMak, we out. Peace.